Good evening, good evening. Let's begin. Man, I love that soundtrack. I will probably listen to it again after stream. It's just probably my favorite OST from Endwalker, honestly. Like the whole moon setting and like it, the way it progresses through the moon quest lines, begins with the subtle hums and more ambience, and then just goes into the chorus. Yeah, probably my favorite track. And today I finally will begin main story quest. Last stream I finished Pandemonium with the final win, completed that, and can't wait to see what will happen in the story. Right. Current quest is called Curing Flavor. Add Megaduda. Other. Let's go. Varshan, it's been a while. Imagine, it is good to see you. Have you any news from old Charlian? We've yet to hear from Y'shtola regarding her search for a means to return to the void. Must confess that her silence has left me feeling restless. Nor am I alone in this. Estanin has such an excess of energy that he has been helping to train our soldiers with nary a grumble. As for Zero, she was just standing on the bridge for 6 months. Is something the matter? No, Magin paid us a visit, and so I was apprising him of recent developments, or the lack thereof. Are you heading somewhere? Aye, to replenish my ether. Basically to eat some snacks. Some nice snacks. Would you like to come? A rare but most welcome invitation. Timely too, I might add. I myself was thinking of venturing out into the city. It would be my pleasure to join you. You will accompany us, of course? Come then. I have an errand to run at the bazaar first. And there we go again. Giga Chad. Actually made pretty neat glamour for Gunbreaker that I want to level. Probably should change the boots and the pants, but at least something for now. You would gauge the city's prosperity. There is no surer way than to visit the bazaar and observe the people. This I learned from Iowan and his predecessors. You were with Mr. Zero? How rare to see her with others. I'm picking up some more spice. Marie told me to do so before my next visit. Mr. Zero has quite the tolerance, you see. The sisters know we Hannish are fond of spicy food, but I doubt any of us could keep up with her. With just the spices they normally have on hand. The main can't quite satisfy her, which is why I'm happy to provide what they need to achieve more rigorous flavors. Now then, variety being the spice of life. Perhaps you'd like to choose something extra to blend with Mr. Zero's usual. It'll help to keep things interesting. What do you say? Fine by me. You can appreciate the nuances of this world's sustenance far better than I can, I expect. Let's see. The little red husks, let's go with that. The tiny husks give off a citrus-like scent. Perhaps they will imbue dishes with a zesty note. That's a fine choice, but don't take my word for it. Here, have a taste. That you may wish to observe your reaction, it would be considerate to sample the spice in her presence. Let me guess what will happen. A tingling, tangling numbness grips your mouth. Always a pleasure, Mr. Zero, and do give Marie my regards. So I guess because she's like partially empty because of the void and the 13, she can't really feel most things as the normal people do. I'm pleased to see that Zero has become a regular here, and so much so to bring her own spice.
My usual, please. But with this spice.
Of course, Zero. It would be my pleasure. Well now, this is enough to make a whole kettle of your special curry.
I don't need that much.
Rest assured, it's easy enough to make a serving just for you. Or we could make the kettle and share it. There would be enough not only for your companions but other diners as well. I dare say everyone will be delighted.
Very well. A full kettle, then.
Excellent. We'll prepare it at once. And for your excellency and our esteemed adventurer, are you happy to try a bowl of Zero's curry? We can make yours milder if you prefer.
Grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot fully appreciate the flavor with this vessel. Another time, perhaps. Do not hold back on my account, my friend. Eat and enjoy.
If I could have mine a touch milder.
Understood. Please, make yourselves comfortable.
It gladdens me to see you taking to life in Radzatan, Zero. In the area of our cuisine, not least of all. Spicy dishes have long been favored in our sultry clime for their ability to whet the appetite and cool the body. Of course, spices also have the effect of preserving foods, which makes them highly coveted in foreign lands. All of this has given rise to a thriving spice industry, and the wealth it brings has allowed our nation to prosper while maintaining its neutrality.
So you trade your spices? Seems rather more complicated than trading in ether.
In the beginning, this land was no more than refuge for me. But now it is my home, and the people of Radzathan my beloved children. Together, we build this vibrant nation. And naught would please me more than to show it to my sister one day.
Vibrant. Rubicante said the same when he described this world. A reminder of all that has been stolen from us. What many who remember doubtless yearn to take back.
Our home is a lost cause. Our only choice to begin anew. In this world, where we may reclaim our mortality.
Nonetheless, it's wrong to damn another to save yourself. As I told Rubicante, as I found myself moved to speak. I still do not understand what made me feel this way, nor what compels you mortals to help one another. But I hope to someday.
We too hope that you will find the answers you seek. What is going on?
What's happening?
Compliments of Mistress Zero, the Satrap's honored guest. We are serving a special curry for anyone who wishes
for
to
everyone.
partake. But be warned, it is not for the faint of heart.
Oh, by all means.
Oh,
I
dude,
welcome
man.
the challenge.
Just gonna regret it.
Sisters have mercy. The smell alone is...
We all know that guy. Overconfident.
It burns! It burns!
To better maintain the facade, the alchemists ensured that my vessel was capable of consuming food. However, I fear Zero's curry would test the limits of their design.
Apologies for the delay. Please relax and enjoy your meal.
Like those two guys there, yeah? Surely we'll enjoy this.
Relax. I don't have time for that. I've been waiting for this. Come. Let's replenish our ether.
Let's feast on ether.
My whole life flashed before my eyes and it was exhilarating.
I trust you have eaten your fill. I shall have Merid prepare a meal for us to take to Estinian. I suspect he too is overdue a replenishment. By this hour, he will have retired to his chambers at Magaduta. Come, let us pay him a visit.
The spicy curry has left you slightly flushed and set your heart racing. Whatever challenges await, you are ready. And yeah. Yes, you're ready for them. I'm satisfied. Good to know. I didn't expect so many to take up the challenge, but I'm glad to see everyone enjoying themselves. Welcome back. Master Stinin. Yes, he has returned to his chambers. I shall be happy to escort you.
Estinian, are you there? We've brought something for you.
Enter.
He's training.
Squid masala from the Mehane. I thought you might enjoy it.
Masala, eh? I prefer my squid dried. But I'm sure it won't disappoint. My thanks. Idle as I am in our sorceress's absence, I see. I can't offer much in the way of entertainment, but make yourselves comfortable.
Shall we disrobe as well?
No. We simply caught our friend unprepared. He will make himself presentable at once, I am sure.
Developers definitely know what they're doing. Oh man, it's funny. I see a pattern. Right before we venture into another heavy, dark situation, there's like comedic moments.
At last. We've been looking for you.
My friends, tell me, were you able to devise a way to return to the 13th?
I believe so. It required a visit to the moon, where I took the opportunity to enlist Orionge's assistance.
Ishtola hath told me all. I should be glad to help you free Ashdaya and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
If Rubicante spoke true, both Golbez and Ashdaya are on the moon of the 13th. Unlike here in the Source, however, we have no means of making the journey from the surface of the star itself. The technology simply does not exist. Therefore, I propose that we employ a gate to deliver us directly to our destination.
Is such a feat possible?
In theory. Having once been a single hole, the Source and its reflections share striking similarities in geography. And according to a certain someone who unceremoniously whisked us away to the first, the same locations across the worlds are intrinsically bound. All of which is to say, were we to pass through a gate on the Source's moon, it should lead us to the moon of the 13th. Of course, there is the risk of Voidsent gaining entry to our world. Thus did I decide to seek Urianger's counsel.
Both the Watcher and the Loporrits are aware of our proposed endeavor. While they are yet deliberating precautionary measures, they have pledged their full cooperation.
You've been busy. I presume you've also found a way to open this gate.
Be it in Radzat-Han or Sharlayan, scholars have long cast their gaze unto the endless dark of the void. And so, with Harnish insights to augment our knowledge, we have indeed conceived of a promising plan to pierce the veil. A plan I am confident will succeed, precisely because the moon is our stage. The preparations will be extensive, and we will require vast quantities of ether. After all, our gate must be large enough to accommodate another great worm. My proposal entails delivering copious amounts of ether to the Tower of Babel in Garlemald. As you will recall, Fandaniel used the structure to destroy the Brand's imprisoning Zodiac. And we, in like manner, will use it to channel ether to the moon, and thereby open our gate.
I see. Then we shall need someone on the moon for the necessary rituals.
Just so, Your Excellency. I intend to head back anon for that very purpose, as well as to help devise our strategy to deal with invading Voidsent. Along with our lunar allies, we will once again require the assistance of your alchemists, Nidana not least of all. May I trouble you to serve as their escort?
Fine by me. The room was beginning to feel constraining.
For my part, I shall oversee the requisite tasks on the Star. Might I prevail upon you for your assistance?
If all are in agreement, then let us set to work. We'll open our gate, and we will stop Golbez.
To the moon again. Let's go with that. I cannot thank you enough for your constant support. You have no shortage of allies at your disposal. Alright, she didn't actually meet Urianger before. Going ham. I think that's the new dungeon. If one and all are ready, then let us set forth. Our preparations to complete. If I may, I beg a moment to exchange this vessel for its grown counterpart. It is in the keeping of alchemists of the High Crucible. Of course, we shall accompany thee thither, and thence begin our journey. And Urianger with his wording. I remember how I struggled when I was reading the Realm Reborn text, man. It was rough. Adding a tune, what? Actually, I don't think I've gone here before. Huh. My apologies for the delay. My, that is striking simulacrum indeed. Well suited to the work ahead, I doubt not. Allow me to explain Ystola's plan in greater detail. As you know, we seek to open a void gate in Mare Elementorum, that we might gain direct passage to the moon of the 13. Whilst our comrades labor upon the moon, we must needs accomplish two tasks. The first is procurement of substantial quantity of ether, and subsequent delivery of it onto the Tower of Babel. Said structure was once used to siphon the land's essence by way of teleporous spires. Such a method, however, doth pose an unacceptable risk to the greater ethereal balance of our world. Thus must we seek an alternative means of conveying our requisite resource. Our second task doth pertain to use of the Tower of Babel itself. You may recall that this portal onto the moon was placed under the supervision of the Ilsabard contingent. If we would employ it to different ends, we must first obtain the contingent's express permission. I should like to believe they would not refuse us, so perhaps we should concern ourselves with the ether problem first. Have you any idea whence we might source that vast quantity needed? A likely location doth come to mind. Let us make for the airship landing there. I shall reveal more. I am most keen to know more of Iragen's potential solution. In the worst case, I was prepared to offer one of my eyes, but it seems we will not come to that. I sometimes come here for the view. It's beautiful. All are present and accounted for. Excellent. We shall travel to Charlene and then seek the nearby Isle of Ham. Near onto the surface of this isle, two rivers of ether converge. The churning energy of this confluence is released by the way of geysers. Originally, the Ragnarok was to be powered by ether harvested from the isle, but as well you know, an alternative power source was ultimately found for the vessel. Passage onto Ultima Thule to the very limits of existence was facilitated by not less than the strength of the Mother Crystal herself. As such, the Isle of Ham's vast ether deposits remain untouched. We may help ourselves to that energy, provided we are able to secure the Forum's permission. Yet again, we needed permission. Is nothing straightforward in this world? Such is the nature of politics, I fear. and as the Signs of the Seven Dawn have been officially disbanded, no longer are we a recognized collective. A somewhat disadvantaged position, bureaucratically speaking. Fortunately, however, there is a recognized and respected body upon which we might prevail. The students of Baldassian, upon arriving in Charlian, let us seek our friends at the Annex. Oh, we're already here. I'm gonna grab some water. An island literally bursting with weather, that sort of paradise voice and dream of. While Mistress Kryal had burdens enough of her own, we may be confident she will do her utmost to assist us. When I last came here, it was to deliver my sire's scales. How long ago it seems now. Welcome back, Majin. What brings you here today, and in such colorful company? Greetings, Ojika. On this occasion we are come to seek the students' assistance in a matter of some urgency. In that case, you'll want to speak with Kryal. She's in the main hall, sorting through our archives. There's a visitor with her at the moment, but it's no one you don't know, so feel free to show yourself in. Oh, it's that dude. Yeah, I remember him.
Well now, if it isn't two of my dearest friends. As for the other two, I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Not in this vessel, perhaps. 'Tis I, Vashan. Though, you are welcome to call me Vritra, if you prefer.
Pay me no mind. I merely accompany them.
I pray you forgive us our intrusion. If you are occupied, we shall call again anon.
It's quite all right. We've just finished swapping all our secrets anyway. Erenville occasionally comes and shares the latest Gleaner gossip, you see. From forgotten ruins to mysterious relics, if there's aught that might be of interest to the students, he kindly lets us know.
Alas, I must soon depart on an expedition. As I may be away for an extended period, I wish to give Kryal fair warning. Hence my visit today.
I see. There are specimens that want for procuring, I presume?
No, it isn't guildship business, but rather... homecoming. But enough about me. You have business too, yes? And I'm in the way.
Far from it. As a matter of fact, we should be grateful if you could stay and share your knowledge of the nearby isles with us. We seek a means to travel to the Void. There, a man named Golbez plots to invade our world. A man who even now holds my sister hostage. To that end, We require a great quantity of ether, which we understand may be had on the Isle of Ham. We came in the hope of exploring how it might best be procured.
An invasion from the 13th? Must the stakes always be so dramatic?
It's not as bad as
You have a knack
Meteon.
for finding trouble. If gleaners collected world-ending crises, you could make quite a name for yourself in our profession. It's true the Isle of Ham is a veritable font of ether, but as it's under the Forum's direct jurisdiction, only a privileged few get to set foot there. I myself haven't.
So if we want to help ourselves to the Isle's ether, we'll need to secure the Forum's permission. Very well. The students of Baldessian recognize your endeavors as combating a grave threat to the world. As representative, I hereby pledge our full assistance. Now that it's official, you may leave the politics and paperwork to me. Our operations remain small, but we shouldn't meet any undue resistance.
We are truly grateful.
That was straightforward. Alright.
If I may. According to the original plan for the Exodus, ether collected from the Isle of Ham was to power the Ark. Art thou perchance familiar with the logistics of this endeavor?
I don't know anything about that, I'm afraid. Nor do I think any gleaner would. You might have better luck asking someone involved with the Ark's construction. Margaret, for instance. She's a researcher in Charley and Hamlet. I met with her for a job recently, and she mentioned working on the Ragnarok's propulsion system. You could do worse than to seek her out while awaiting the Forum's verdict.
We may well do just that. Our gratitude for thine advice, and may this threat be but a memory upon thy return.
You're quite welcome. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
I best start drafting our petition. Go on and find your researcher. I'll contact you as soon as we've made progress.
Let us leave matters here to Mistress Kryl, and hie ourselves to Labyrinthos.
Let's go.
Right then, time to put our best foot forward. A pity you can't tidy yourself. I should have had Ishtola enchant you when I had the chance. And what have we here?
An envelope.
Later, Kryl, later. You've work to do.
I wonder what is that? And I like how the Gleamer mentioned homecoming to the, I guess, to the home of the bunny race. I suppose maybe in a later patch, maybe in 7.0, we're gonna go there or something. Ah, labyrinthus, right. Though it is not the first time I have seen it, I remain in awe of this sky's magnificence. Nor did it occur to me that such an expansive Ffxiv was within man's power to create. Whatever. The first person Ranger asked about our target immediately told us where to go. Is there a place where you do not have allies? Nope. Everyone is our ally. I believe we have found our researcher, Margaret. The visitors? How delightful. If you require assistance, then ask away. And I forgot to disable it. Forgive us the abruptness of our inquiry, but this is our understanding that thou has had charge of the Ragnarok's propulsion systems. We should like to know how Ether harvested at the Isle of Ham was to be stored and transported to the Ark, whether the disclosure of such information is permitted. Oh, it's no bother at all. We built special tanks that can store ether just like we use casks to store wine. Simple, really. Simple but quite brilliant in construction. They rivaled even crystals for etheric capacity, and pity we never got to use them. Ah, how muddled and distant the memory. When Doom's deadline loomed large, and we extricated ourselves from a waist-high mire of work, only to end up chin-deep in another. I was at one with the world, and conduit for the energies of creation. But now I am truly alive. Who would have thought that sleeping in a bed and eating warm meals could make such a difference? I feel positively functional. I dare say it rivals the thrill of dancing on the knife edge of failure. She's a little bit crazy, like all the scientists. We're glad for you. Quite. On the subject of ether tanks, do you know what became of them? What did become of them? For the life of me, I can't seem to remember. Oh, but I do remember someone who might remember. He should be back by now. Just look for the fellow wearing an outfit that screams, "I've been on vacation and you haven't." Very well, we shall seek out this conspicuous colleague of thine. Our sincerest gratitude, Margaret, and do look after yourself. Come, let us seek out this individual attired in manner suggestive of reason for law. The face that launched our tiny toy boat. How you've been, Imagine? Able to catch a bit of rest? Give me a sec. Why I can see it? Well, if I don't know about the other tanks, who in Byregod's name would born right in me? Who in Byregod's name would born right in me every own workshop they were? And I couldn't. I definitely didn't read that right. A pleasure as always, Master Cole. I trust that respite proved rejuvenating. And then some, but I won't bore you with the details, at least not without a drink in me. So why the interest in our little old tanks? Permit me to explain. I see. Think I've got the long and short of it. It goes without saying, but we all owe you more than we can ever repay. If you need our other tanks, then they're at your disposal. There's just one problem. We need the Forum's approval to set foot on the Isle of Ham. Were it up to me, it'd be on the next ship out, but that lot can't wipe their asses unless it's in accordance with procedural motions. You may be assured that my backside is immaculate. Taliac stomping, dies, Master Fortunald, and Scholar Montichain. What a surprise! Pardon the intrusion, the Forum has deliberated your petition, and we decided to deliver our verdict directly. You have been granted special dispensation to travel to the Isle of Ham for the purpose of etheric extraction, on one condition. On account of its rich deposits of ether, the isle is home to throngs of vicious beasts. We ask you cool any such creatures you encounter. That's all. Given the vast amount of ether we seek, I expected a fair higher price. Oh, believe me, we do not underestimate the value of what you desire. Nay, we simply owe the students of Baldes and their esteemed collaborators a debt of gratitude, and we felt expediting your request was a suitable way to repay it. A debt of gratitude. We have taken the liberty of arranging your passage to the Isle of Ham. Your vessel awaits in Scholar's Harbor. Then I'd better get those other tanks loaded onto the airship. We'll be ready to take him where you need it, assuming it's safe. I shall head back to the annex, but should you need anything else, don't hesitate to call. It seems this forum is like Alice, they help others simply because they want to. Master Fortunaut and Scholar Montchain should personally deliver these glad tidings. Must endeavor to repay their faith in us. I think this is the start of the dungeon now. All proceeds apace thus far, and this thanks to the enduring bonds you have forged.
Bound for the Isle of Harm. You look like the ones Master Fortunaut told me to expect. If you're ready to depart, then so am I. Just say the word.
Is something the matter?
I did recruit one other to our party, but he is late to arrive.
Tancred? Yep, it's Tancred.
Forgive me my delay.
Tancred? 'Tis good to see you.
If it isn't Varshan, they do grow up so quickly. Urianger tells me we have a host of exciting new tribulations to face. And you must be Zero. I've heard all about your daring do in Garlemald. A pleasure.
Apart from strengthening our company with his redoubtable skill at arms, Thancred may also serve as a mentor in those matters that trouble thee.
Hello, well, hi. Just look for a guy that has the aura of trouble
and
in his
intangible
friends.
forces which bring souls together. Thancred is possessed of experience both unique and insightful that I am sure he would gladly share with thee. Thou needst but ask.
I'm gonna probably go with the group, with the characters. Sorry, Thancred, you're gonna be on the bench.
Our fates are not yet sealed.
Old Charlie and Steam is playing, but a bit different.
That's far enough!
It's a shark week in the Orze. Yeah, I guess so. My cat's hair is flying everywhere. God damn it. Why the hell am I getting... I think I will have to restart the stream. Some settings probably are overloading encoder for some reason. No, it's just it's in OBS a problem. I'm testing a new version of encoder DLL and it's probably a problem. I'm sending two sources. I'm sending to Twitch and YouTube, and I don't know if it's probably the YouTube problem. Try and restart quickly the YouTube connection. Alright, let's see if this helps. This helps. Alright, let's continue for now. I will monitor the application.
forced my hand.
Okay. Varshan is a dragoon. What kind of role he plays on his tank? I never actually noticed because I'm playing as a tank usually.
You forced my hand.
This will hurt.
Paladin. I think Graha is also a paladin. If he tanks. I remember he created like an energy sword and shield. Materia. I guess when you're solo it doesn't drop items. He becomes a black mage when DPSing.
That's far enough.
It is usually easier as a paladin. I always struggle with big pulls on Dark Knight compared to paladin. I also remember I soloed the boss. I soloed the bosses like 1/3 of health solo when the team just wiped as a paladin. I couldn't do that as a Dark Knight. I wanted to level Gunbreaker. One thing is probably because of the aesthetics. and second of all, just the playstyle is pretty fun too. What the hell is that? Ham Golem. I gotta make some screenshots with our team here.
This will hurt.
Oh, look at the landscape there. Arcus. What are those crystals on him? Yeah, Idleshire, true. Kinda reminds me of that too. The clean blue sky.
Make ready! Be gone!
Spinning claw. Also like the effects on the boss. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
You forced my hand.
Darkness, take you!
Okay. This boss was my favorite from the dungeon. I love the randomized save spots.
Be gone!
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Distance Gauntlet of Fending. 125. It's better. Huh. Why am I using the wrong earrings? I wonder. Oh. That's bizarre. And they kind of look... They look kind of the same. Actually fit my outfit. I guess that's the other that we have to collect. Ham polycrystals. Holy. Slumbering Scourge. That's an awesome model. A blind squid. I remember there was a dungeon with some kind of squid in Realm Reborn. That was fun. Oh, the armor is also better. Oh, it's completely different. Can you dye it? You can't. There's like green on it? I guess I can change the helmet right now. If I have some greens. I don't have greens. Yeah, that looks good, but I will have to get all other pieces with similar colors. Right, let's see what we're gonna do after this. Actually, the helmet kind of fits. There's some silver on the neck, on the armor.
Much obliged for clearing the way. We'll get to work at once.
Emily David, hi. Just enjoying the main story quest for the new patch. I'm doing fine, doing fine.
Filling these up will take a good while. I appreciate it if you stood watch till we finished. I ain't getting chewed to chum by some ether-bloated bugger.
This armor makes my character look huge, even larger.
By the by, where were you planning on putting these to use? We could deliver them by airship, see? Provided it ain't too far.
I have the PvP set.
We would need them transported
It looks
to
ridiculous.
to the Tower of Babel.
Ah, that's a
No,
long journey.
Emily, I don't look for that.
Too long
No,
for
thank
a
you.
direct
I don't need
flight.
anything.
Tell you what, we'll send them over with the scheduled shipment of provisions headed that way. I'll make the arrangements as soon as we get back. Save some poor chocobos having to drag this lot through the snow.
You have our thanks. We shall not forget your generosity.
Everything
So I guess it just sucks that it sucks that they're in
I dare say you would have been
around
fine
it.
without me.
Why would you say such a thing? You are not bound by contract or the threat of force, and you gain no advantage by devaluing your own contribution. Yet you must be bound by something to speak thus. What is it?
What binds me?
Friendship.
A belief, I suppose. Born of our shared struggles. No matter where my comrades go, I have faith they will be fine. For I know that they will walk their chosen path as surely as I walk mine. I trust them, in short. Trite though it may sound.
Trust. I remember the word. How long has it been since last I used it? It had no place in my dealings. Not with other Voidsent, and certainly not with Xenos. Not even in the time before darkness engulfed the world. Full often did Memoriates betray their own. Corrupted by the very power they wielded. You could trust no one but yourself. Alone we fought. And alone we fell. I wouldn't know how to trust. Is there some trick to it?
Just stay close to this one. You'll learn in no time. I'm absolutely fine.
I confess I thought thou mightst have more words of counsel to offer.
Oh, she'll soon get the hang of it, even without my help. After our work here is done, I'll see myself back to the shadows. But before that, I take it you've heard as well.
Indeed. The client seeketh Archons, and 'twould seem our extensive travels and neutrality make us prime candidates.
They have their own dealings.
Assuming we take on the request, I suspect I'll be stuck with you again.
Huh.
Don't let me down, hmm?
I wonder what it will be. What request? And I guess next patch, 6.5, after that they should start giving us crumbs of 7.0 story. After 6.5. Alright. Let me look at it again. What if I... Is this dyeable? It's dyed to silver. Actually could probably return it to the original color. Kinda fits it better. Yeah. They're as straight as an arrow, isn't she? A refreshing contrast to our more circuitous, I don't know how to read that, company. By simply staying close to you, will I really learn about trust? We're truly in debt to Kogel. I must invite him to Red's Hand as a guest of honor. To not only allow us use of the tanks, but to arrange their transportation to Garlemald besides. Blessed are we to count Kogel among our allies. Unto thee we must also give thanks, Tancred, for coming to our aid on such short notice. Please, you know I'm always happy to help. Don't hesitate to call on me again. Till next time. I feel like for this armor I need some dumb helmet. Yeah, I was talking about this set of armor. It just looks ridiculous. Those shoulder pads. It's insanely wide, and the legs too. Ah, we have the quest there. With the tank's transportation thus arranged, our first task is complete. We may now turn our attention to the second. To await obtaining the blessing of the Ilsebard contingent to use the Tower of Babel to channel energy onto the moon. Our destination is Camp Broken Glass, where we may present our petition to Commander Lucio. I'm gonna go and put in some stones into this armor. And then we're off to Garlemald. That looks clean. Reaper very like a very good looking job for Aura, I think. Fits him well. You know, like edge plus edge is just more edge. Not enough edginess. Equipped. Yep. I think it's interesting. Tancred mentions the science neutrality makes them more desirable Archons to hire. Whatever it is about, I'm guessing the job has political implications. Maybe with different continents? Can't wait till they make a set using Troya design that is colorable. Yeah, true. Here we are again. True. Glad I am to hear the Garlemald's restoration proceedeth apace, and the people no longer want for warmth. Be that as it may, there is no substitute for appropriate garments in such a frigid climate, as I can personally attest. Imagine, allow me to personally thank you for your assistance during the recent Voids and incursion. I forgot to pause it. What brings you here today? Pray forgive us for not sending word in advance, Commander, but we seek your cooperation in a matter of a great import. Indeed, we appreciate you consulting with us instead of taking unliteral action. It is no simple matter to activate the Tower of Babel, and I speak not only of technological challenges. Personally, I think we must consider the emotional impact of such an action above all else. Yeah, people will have PTSD seeing the red glow from it, I guess. Pending a more official name, we refer to those who remain here as the Garlean community. As you would expect, they are predominantly native Garleans, sorry. Most of them are uncomfortable with ethereal manipulation. To compound matters, the trauma inflicted by anima is still fresh. If the tower were to suddenly light up again, it is like to cause distress and reopen old wounds. Better that than facing a mass invasion by Galbas and his Voids and Hordes, surely. Of course, we acknowledge the gravity of the situation, as well as the promised bloodshed should we fail to act. Yet even were we to convey your warnings to the public, many simply do not understand the workings of magic or the rift. They will struggle to comprehend why they must be forced to relive personal horrors for the sake of something they cannot imagine. What's there's to imagine? Haven't these people seen Voidsent with their own eyes? Let us suppose you encounter someone who is freezing in this cold. A natural thing to do might be to make them a fire, yes? But what if that person's sole experience with fire was being badly burned by it, and they harbored an acute fear? Despite the benefits, nay, the necessity of the warmth you offer, they may flee on instinct, or worse, misinterpret your actions for aggression and lash out. So like the fire that torments this individual, the Tower of Babel torments the people of Garlemald. Yet we cannot afford to falter here. We must find a way to help them overcome their fear. I agree. To that end, the contingent will assist however we can. We should speak with Alvin and Alice. With the rapport they have established with the Garlean people, I dare say they can provide us with valuable insights. In the meantime, Uranger, might I ask that you remain here to oversee the technical aspects of the tower's activation? Just stay here, Uranger, and freeze to death. You're gonna be fine, dude. You're gonna be fine. Full faith have I that you will win over the Garlean populace. In the meantime, I shall see to it that all is in readiness with the tower. Of all the things, I knew you wouldn't be able to stay away. To dread fire even when one is freezing, to become a prisoner of one sphere, it is a fate to which Voidsent too can succumb. I've taken the liberty of explaining our objective. I'm glad to see you, Imagine. Vritra has explained our present dilemma. It is no unfounded concern that the Garleans might take poorly to their activation of the Tower of Babel. That's putting it mildly. Many would be up in arms over it. Trust in the Ilsebard contingent is fragile enough. We need to tread lightly, or we risk jeopardizing everything we've achieved. Trust. Again. It's gonna be a new lesson for Zero, I guess. Well, it seems to me there's naught for it but to speak with the people. Rather than harping on about the necessity of the plan, we need to lend an ear to their concerns, and perhaps we can begin working towards a compromise. In that case, I'll take you to meet the community leaders. They're at the station called Senaris, near Senaculum Imperialis. I'll be honored to speak with them. It would be prudent to learn where people elsewhere stand as well, but that I will leave to the others save Zero. Might you accompany me? I'm sure those in Tapper's Den will have their own opinions. Alfino, if I may drag you along? The tomb will leave to you. You're no stranger to the people here, so it should take a little prodding to convince them to speak freely. Then it's settled. Once you've learned what you can, let's all meet in Forum Solius, where we'll have what I hope is a productive discussion. Alright, let's talk to everyone. The Tower of Babel? But what has it got to do with the Void Sin? I can't say I understand. Still, your people have done much and more for Asgardians. If you say it's necessary, then that's good enough for me. Though its present state, the Imperial Palace was once the pride of Garlemald. I mean no disrespect to you and yours, but shouldn't the Garlean people be its caretakers instead of foreigners? Though if we dared speak thus to some of the contingent, they might make assumptions, cut our rations or worse. No, forget I said anything, please. Yeah, some people are afraid to speak out. Malleus. Activate the Tower of Babel. Are you out of your mind? The abomination transformed my friends and family into monsters. I can't even bear to look at it whenever I step outside. If you want to do something for us, tear the bloody thing down. They should just recreate it, change it architecturally, and call it a different name and give it a new purpose, you know? That facility. That tower isn't right, I tell you. All those magics. Years ago when I lived in the provinces, the locals raised their village to the ground with the stuff. Made things appear and disappear and fly and burn. Can still see it when I close my eyes. You've done us a good turn, dear, but let's not talk about the tower any longer, it's unnatural. Now stop it. The tower is evil. It's turning us all evil. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. Guess we have... yeah, we have different folks. Some can understand, and many of them fear. Actually, don't remember that kind of fog being there. Julius is on his way with the others. Hope you found the people more receptive than we did. I know because of the story pacing limitation we didn't get a lot of time in Garlemald, but I went back after Endwalker and did all the side quests here. Helped make them more human in their attitudes. Yeah, true. I just wish we could see Garlemald before the destruction, you know? Like a functional city. As in, may I present to you Lords Jneus and Metius, magistrates of our political council. They have been spearheading the efforts to establish a new system of government here. When we raised the subject of Tower of Babel, they insisted that we speak no further until joined by representatives of the Ilsebard contingent. Myself and Annalise have yet to arrive, though so perhaps we should wait. It doesn't matter if only some of you are present. We simply wish to make one thing perfectly clear. The tower is the manifestation of Garlean ingenuity and authority. It was once the abode of the imperial family, and will forever bear tremendous cultural significance. It is insulting enough that we have had to suffer foreigners occupying it under the guise of rendering aid, and now you propose reactivating it? Nay, we have had enough. The Garlemald of old may have fallen, but she fell in civil war to her own people, not to Eorzea, nor any other land. We came here to assert our unequivocal claim to our territory. Garlemald and all that lies within her bounds is beholden to no one. We have a trouble. We need a good spokesperson. There is no common ground to be found with this man. In spite of this, you would still engage with him? Yep. Our sovereignty is our paramount importance. On this point, there can be no concessions. We will tread with the Ilsebard contingent if only to assert our rights. If your intentions are as benevolent as you claim, then you will agree to our demands. I do not begrudge them their hostility. They merely seek to protect their homeland. That said, we must strive to reach an understanding with one another. Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will escort them to Tertium. I'll also instruct Elfin and Alice to meet us there. Lord Metius, Lord... Oh man, can I read it here? I can. By your leave, my comrades and I will speak with the residents of Senatus. Though the Ilsebard contingent holds the Tower of Babel, it is I who wishes for it to be reactivated, and thus I think it meet that I be present for this discussion. Yet my understanding of your people's hardships, of their hopes and desires, of their dream for the future is sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Least you worry, I will not plead our cause to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground, upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Very well, but know that the guards will not hesitate to escort you from the premise, should they judge your actions to be inappropriate. If it's settled, then you should all head to Senatus. I'll join you there after I see their excellencies safely to Tertium. Ugh. Sometimes it's hard to read. It's actually around the tower's entrance. Yeah, I know I'm doing kind of fine, but yeah, still. I already feel like my voice gonna become raspy after probably 30 minutes. And it's so quiet here. Just the sounds of the wind. Primus. Julius has told us all. You have Lord Janaeus' permission to enter and speak with our residents, but not to mention them directly for support. Remember that. Their defenses bespeak a cautious mindset, more so than Tertium. Here it is, Senatus, a temporary refuge for political dignitaries, hence this tight security. I'm given to understand that outsiders are not normally permitted to so much as glimpse inside. We should consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity. I hope it will be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero. As do I. Another station. The basic design is reminiscent of Tertium, though somewhat embellished. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Ilsebard contingent and the current state of affairs. We would also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It is through open hearts and open minds that I believe we yet convince their leaders to work with us for the greater good. Pile of crates. Probably stockpile of food and other stuff. The stockpile of assorted supplies bear markings indicating they were provided by the Ilsebard contingent. The enclave is clearly reliant upon the Alliance for aid. Making soup? Thank goodness for the warm meals. The furnishings are quite lavish. I am reminded of Troya. How do I feel about the contingent? Conflicted, to say the least. I've been tasked with the distribution of supplies, and I know as well as any that we couldn't survive without outside aid. Be that as it may, even though the Empire has collapsed, we have our pride. People don't want to be beholden to others forever, and there is no denying that it chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. You recognize the large casks as the very same you and your comrades used to transport ceruleum from Lapis Manalis. Why they are in Senatus is unclear. Pelagia. You want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. I'll say this much. Our leaders labor to preserve our culture, our way of life. What remains of it, at any rate, I trust them to do what's the best for Garlemald. I guess that concludes it. Finished touring the enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Much the same as me then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity, and harbor a measure of resentment. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. How many times must I tell you? It's absolutely out of the question. Someone is arguing. What's going on? We were wondering the very same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is aught the matter? Oh no, I was just trying to explain. Mayhap you can clear this up. The contingent has made a reasonable request, but this man insists that it's impossible. He concerns that the magic weapons which run rampant throughout Regio or is that another dungeon? Regio Urbanissima. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attacks. To address the issue once and for all, we propose the elimination of all machina that loiter near the supply route. But if you heard them, they refuse to be even considered. The magistrates have already spoken on this matter. Rampant. Or no, those war machina are Garlean assets. Furthermore, who is to say that they are as dangerous as you attest? It has been suggested that this could be a pretense to scavenge magic material for your own ends. I know not if that is the case, but the fact remains. We cannot allow you to destroy them. More speculation by the magistrates, I presume. Ridiculous, but they have spoken, and unless we want to inflame tensions further, there is naught we can do. But prove them wrong. Give some evidence. It's the central area of the capital city on Garlemald. Ah, so it's gonna be just a quest to clear it out. I see. How complicated relations become when not grounded in a clear and equitable arrangement. An equitable arrangement, of course. Zero's the genius. Well, do I understand the difficulty of your position? As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. I have an idea, but I must first speak with Commander Lucia. May I take charge of this matter? By all means. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, where we might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties. He seems awfully confident. What do you suppose he has in mind? Who's this person again? I have completed mine inspection of the tower. Thou shalt be pleased to hear that the transference of Feather will pose no difficulty. Leave this to me, my friend. Okay, let's hear him out. Welcome back, all of you. I pray there have been positive developments in your efforts to appeal to the Garlean community. Mayhap not yet, but there is a method by which I believe all stand to gain. As a satrap, I intend to propose a trade agreement between Radzat Han and the people of Garlemald. Oh man, Garleans will taste the spices, They won't need any warmth after that. No fire. Let's continue. They're gonna just burn from inside out. The people of this nation have lived through its collapse and more, yet they have chosen to remain, for it is their home. That they have been able to survive thus far is thanks to the Ilsebar contingent, or rather, in less flattering terms, they are entirely at your mercy. We need the third party to do it, like, altruistically, I guess, without no intentions. Despite your noble intentions, this one-sided relationship has fueled feelings of frustration and resentment. It is no surprise that then that some Garleans are loath to engage with foreigners for fear of indebting themselves further or surrendering more of their already limited autonomy. That is why I wish to present them with an equitable arrangement, one that would restore to them a sense of agency after having been forced to rely upon charity. Easier said than done. What exactly did you have in mind? Long have Garlemald and Razathan abided by a treaty of non-interference. Freely have we traded with one another, and I wish but to continue in this tradition. We would provide your people with such supplies as you require, in return for which you would grant us leave to use the Tower of Babel, as well as share your magic resources and expertise. As we become more reliant upon your technologies, we will of course require more ceruleum to fuel them. This you possess in abundance, and for it you will be duly compensated. Razathan's culture will be enriched by your magic wonders. In our ever-increasing demand for your wares, we'll see. Garlem will grow wealthy and prosperous. Sounds fair. Only when both sides keep the interests of the other in mind can an equitable relationship be forged. It is a principle I once thought I understood, but I have come to appreciate all the more in recent days, thanks to the sage counsel of a friend from beyond the rift. He called me a friend. Your Excellency, thank you for your careful consideration of Garlemald's future. Though I cannot speak for every Garlean, I myself see no reason to object to your proposal. Indeed, if Razathan were to take their initiative, other nations may follow suit and seek to normalize trade relations with us. If you see the sense in my proposal, then I ask you to join me in the negotiation at Tertium. Your support may be instrumental in winning over Lord Janaeus and Matthias. By all means, go with them. I have matters here well in hand. I have learned all that I may regarding the tower's operation, so I too shall hie me to Tertium. A crowd you may have brought, but numbers will not intimidate us. The Tower of Babel is ours by right, and nothing you do will convince us otherwise. Rest assured, it is not our intent to infringe upon the rights of people of Garlemald. Let us instead discuss the future. As a satrap of Razathan, I wish to establish a new trade agreement between our nations. The aid we presently receive will not last forever, my lords. Sooner or later we must stand on our own 2 feet. But to do so we must secure a means to replenish our coffers, and the proposed agreement presents a rare opportunity. It is true we do not want for Magitek and Ceruleum, and foreign currency will be needed to procure such things. as we lack. It would depend on the precise terms, but I can see the merits. What? I can't believe what I'm hearing. You served the Emperor, were a proud patriot. Yet now you entertain selling national resources like a common merchant? Like you, I weep for what we have lost, but if we are to rebuild Garlemald, we must make use of what precious few assets remain to us. Nonsense, utter nonsense. You're a traitor, Genaz, and there will be a reckoning. Oh yes, when the people of Senatus learn of this, they will cry out for your blood. And what an asshole, man. Can't we just get rid of him? Let me guess, he's gonna encounter the Mechana, and we will have to save him from it. And that will change his mind. You're a liar and a traitor. Take her away. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm thrilled Lord Genaz was willing to consider my proposal. I am worried about Lord Matthias. An embarrassing display. A man of Matthias' station should have the capacity to keep his emotion in check. To the best of my knowledge, Lord Matthias is a civil servant with no combat experience. Should he meet with the misfortune, he may fare poorly. I'm not surprised. Some people cannot be moved by mere words. It's far too dangerous for a civilian to be outside alone. We must go after Lord Matthias. Let us leave matters here in Maximus' care, while the rest of us join in the search. If Lord Matthias is bound for Senatus, we may be able to catch up to him in Regia Urbanissima. I pray he has not come to any harm. Alright, let's kill some mechas. You're welcome. I'm alive?
Praise the sisters, you are safe.
Don't think I'm indebted to you.
Of course.
I never asked for your help.
He's one of those, you know. No matter what you do,
you love Garlemald
he's
dearly,
gonna be an asshole.
Lord Metius. That much is plain. But you're not alone in that. We all mourn what has become of our homeland. Bristle at having to rely upon outsiders simply to survive the cold. Even now, I struggle with fear and uncertainty. Day after day, I ask myself, what is right? Where do we go from here? I've yet to find the answers. But I won't stop looking nonetheless, and I won't avert my gaze from our grim reality.
Is there hope for us?
Aye, so long as we live. Garlemald lies in ruins, but the bonds between us will never be broken. We are the chain that connects generations past and future. You and I, it's links. Help us, Lord Metius, for all we have been and for what we may yet become. Please.
To be lectured by the young man, it ill becomes a man of my station. I will rejoin the talks at Tertium. Might I trouble you to escort me? Ere we part, I apologize for my discourtesy. I owe you my life, and I thank you.
Euless, wait. I'd like a word. With you as well. I'm to stay close, after all.
Worry not, we shall see the magistrate safely back to Tertium.
Tertium, man. Okay. Now I know how to spell it. How to pronounce it.
What is it?
You bound that man with trust, didn't you? That's why he did not require coercion to return.
Shall we walk, perhaps? Chilly, standing around here. So that's how Zero came to join you. Still, I'm not sure I'm qualified to explain something like trust. I wouldn't describe myself as a sociable person. Before all this, any free time I had, I spent looking after my brother and sister. As for the magistrate, I only told him what's been on my mind of late. But I wouldn't have done so, I think, if it weren't for the twins' influence. Trust is infectious, in a manner of speaking. When someone believes in you, it makes you want to believe in them, in others, in yourself. Perhaps it's because the magistrate felt that earnestness that he gave us a chance. As I did, after I was caught trying to steal provisions from the enemy. Trust comes easy in such company.
Little wonder my world is devoid of it. No one trusts in you, and so you trust in no one. And round the wheel turns.
Flashback.
During the Contra Memoria, we had already come to judge one another based on strength and usefulness. You either used or were used. Those who rejected this rule didn't survive. My mother wanted to save the world, to fulfill the hopes of Memoria's good and true. After she died, I carried on her mission alone.
Alone? Didn't you have anyone to help you?
Almost. 2 men tried just the once. a swordsman and a mage, whom I met when passing through a village. They had saved the people there from corrupted Memoriats.
That looks like Golbez's armor.
When they learned our enemies were the
Mage?
same, they seemed heartened.
What?
They claimed to be soldiers of a kingdom called Baron, and were traveling the realm in search of a means to end the Contra Memoria. They invited me to join them. I refused. How could I not, having learned the lessons of my world? Those who would work with others always have their own motives. I would not place myself at their mercy. I would not be forced to submit. I expected some manner of outburst, some show of frustration at having failed to deceive me. But they simply watched me walk away. I didn't know what to make of it then, but now... Perhaps they shared a bond of trust. Perhaps they were the last ones left who dared. Perhaps they hoped I was like them, too. Perhaps it was just an offer, and nothing more. I continued fighting alone. But ultimately, I was undone, overwhelmed by enemies that had banded together. I was cold, in pain, wishing desperately that someone would save me. And as I lay there in solitude, I felt it happen. The breaking of our world. Darkness washed over me, and I was swept into the rift. When I finally managed to return, it was to a world forever transformed. My home, now filled with abominations. I had a chance to learn about trust, and forsook it. I never had the power to save my home single-handed. I should have accepted their invitation. Had I joined them as I've joined you, I might not have had to face the end of the world alone. But it's all history now. No amount of reflection or regret will change our present reality.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero. Alive. So long as you're alive, there will always be hope, no matter how bad things get. What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today. Think about it. It's plain that you've forged bonds with those around you. If you didn't feel that in some sense, would you have risked your life as you did for a meager ration of boots? I trust you too, for what it's worth.
Here it is again. The fire that burned in my breast when you came to my rescue. The urge to weep, though there is no sorrow. If this is trust, then what must I do? How
Yeah,
do I
it's
answer
great
it?
to see her development, you know, over the course of the story. With a handshake, perhaps?
Give me your hand. It's not something you do constantly, mind. A friend is a friend regardless.
A friend. So that's what it means. Someone you trust.
Xenos. I wonder. I think we're gonna see him again in some form, in some way. I'm still kind of intrigued by. Like there was a comment by. I forgot his name. The Garlean's Emperor, the Ancient One, our friend, an enemy. Oh man, I forgot his name. The main antagonist of Shadowbringers, man. How could I forget? Solos, but his Asian name. Emmet Selk, there you go. Emmet Selk told us about Xenos and like how he experimented upon him with something. And then Xenos told us that he was plagued by seeing dreams, or more like flashbacks of seeing the old Amaroth, the ancient city, being burned and destroyed during the destruction of the ancients. So I kind of wonder what he did to him. What kind of manipulations he did with the kid. When I first met Zero, I wasn't sure what to make of her forthright to a fault nature, but now I understand she's simply an honest soul to the core. Thank you. I feel at last as though I've found the answers I sought, and owe it all to you and Julius. Right then, I expect the others have already arrived back at... How was it pronounced? Tertium or something else. We should join them. We should join them and eat some Garlean pizza. There we go. I think that was because of the infusion of the artificial echo from the resonance. Oh. Tertium. I already forgot. But still wonder why he saw like the ancient Amaroth being destroyed. So I guess his soul was also shattered, and he was also one of the ancients of that time. So yeah, maybe we're gonna see and learn more about Xenos in the future. Full glad am I to see everyone returned, and none the worse for wear. Various representatives of the Garlean community are gathered here this very moment. I dare say this is a fine opportunity to announce the trade agreement. You've read the memorandum? I trust you find the terms acceptable? I do, and Jneus, I pray you, forgive my disgraceful conduct earlier. I am ashamed not only of my behavior, but of placing the burden of negotiations solely on your shoulders in my absence. You should know that when we brought up the subject of Tower's reactivation to the people of at Tapper's Den, some reacted quite strongly. Once we explained that it would be to prevent another Voidsun invasion, however, they were more receptive. It's fair to say the recent episode is still fresh in their minds. I tagged along to deliver a supply of ceruleum. I have to say I didn't expect to see such a large crowd. Even the Ffxiv Imperials who normally keep to themselves in Senadas are here. Ahem, my friends and countrymen, lend me your ears. I am pleased to inform you all on this joyous occasion that we, the people of Garlemald, have entered into a trade agreement with Razathan. To inaugurate our accord, we intend to grant the individuals before you access to the Tower of Babel. In return, Razathan will provide us with supplies, which shall be equally distributed among the settlements of our nation. Let me be clear on one point. This is not an act of charity, but trade. A bargain struck between equals, rooted in trust and respect. And it marks a significant step towards rebuilding our nation and regaining true independence. Razathan holds Garland technology and ingenuity in the highest esteem. It is my hope that through this agreement our people will enjoy a mutual beneficial relationship for years to come. Now then, we bid you gather around to hear the particulars, that you might convey them to those elsewhere. So burned by hardship and trauma were the people of Garlemald that they were unable to imagine a brighter future. To be recognized as equals, as a nation with something of value to offer to others, that validation alone is enough to rekindle their hope. It is by virtue of this partnership that we may access the Tower of Babel, a rather timely development given the other tanks' impending arrival. Once the tower's stores have been replenished, we need but wait Yustola's signal to channel the energy to the moon, yes? Then you can leave that and anything else on the sand to me and Elfino. No need to worry, devote all your energies to the mission in the void. As ever, I am in your debt. You are good friends. They made a new discovery. They are good friends, yep. Yep. Garland technology shall enrich my people's lives and empower them to achieve great new feats. I am particularly eager to see what our alchemists are inspired to create. Moments like these give me hope that we will still have a place in this world. I'm not wrong to call them that, am I, friends? So in the end they're going to activate the tower, or if it means we'll have better chance, well, I'll be damned if I'll let everyone sacrifice for nothing.
Let us take a moment to review matters as they stand. Having procured sufficient stores of ether, we may now channel the requisite energy unto the moon via the Tower of Babel. Our work on the star is complete. However, we have yet to receive word from Y'shtola as to the state of the lunar preparations.
A ritual to open the gate, and measures to forestall a void-sent invasion. Neither task is simple nor quickly completed. She would doubtless benefit from our assistance.
The very thing I was about to propose. Let us join her above and lend what aid we may. Ere we set forth, however, Y'shtola did bid me relay a message to thee. As thou art well aware, a key objective of our mission is the extraction of thy sister Ashdaya from the Void. Held captive for millennia and divested of an eye, she is like to be severely weakened. To make good her escape, she shall require aid. Aid that is best provided by a fellow Great Worm.
You would have me go in my true form? Very well. Like our sire, we Great Worms are capable of traversing the Great Expanse. The journey will take some time, but I shall take myself to the moon. To begin with, I shall return this vessel to Radzadhan, that I may have both my eyes. And until such time as we find Ashdaya, I would entrust her eye to your keeping. Will you do this for me?
Just hold the eye. Last eye that we hold, we threw it from the bridge, I remember.
We shall contact you via Link Pearl once all is in place on the moon. You need but follow Y'shtola's instructions.
Understood. We'll be ready.
Take care, Zero.
It will be the briefest of homecomings. I'll be back before you know it.
In Mare Elementorum, then. Go well.
Mare Elementorum. If you throw it on the moon, it might escape the gravity and just float away forever. I mean... Vritra probably actually can sense the eye from the distance or something. Oh, there we go, my favorite soundtrack. Mare Elementarum. I'm gonna grab some water. The moon. When Xenos brought me here, I remember feeling surprised that such a desolate place could exist in the source.
I took the liberty of informing Ishtola of our arrival. She and her entourage should be here momentarily.
Forgive me. I'd hoped to have everything in order sooner. My thanks for the extra hands.
Alphino and Alice stand ready at the Tower of Babel. Vritra is also en route.
Excellent. You've done well, all of you. For my part, I've managed to prepare the ritual with help from the Watcher. All that remains is to channel the ether from below. This should, I pray, open a gate leading to the moon of the 13th.
May I just say how excited we are to be a part of this grand undertaking. The development of the artificial Atomos was one thing, but this is an opportunity like no other. Ishtola even managed to get a loan of elegant treatises on voice and summoning from the prized collection of the Sons of Saint Koinak. The Empire's application of etherochemistry in regulating void gates provided us with many a useful insight for our work, let me tell you.
I asked a favor of Grahatir when we were comparing notes on cross-rift travel. Given his credentials, I was confident he wouldn't be denied. The knowledge of our forebears has brought us far, as has our own. And with our knowledge and resources, we shall construct a void-sent containment seal on a heretofore unseen scale.
Containment seal? Then thou wouldst make use of...
Aye, a tried and tested means of holding dark entities at bay is readily available here. 'Twould be remiss of us not to employ it. We shall reforge the brands that Xenos and Fandaniel destroyed. That which held even Zodiac shall more than suffice for void scent of any persuasion.
The Watcher is already hard at work, tending to the most critical parts of the brand's restoration. There are, however, a number of concerning factors that remain. With your help, I'm sure we can resolve them.
Time is of the essence, so I suggest we continue this discussion as we make our way to the brands.
Alright, on this note, I'm gonna end it here. I'll probably continue tomorrow around the same time. So yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll probably be online around the same hours as today. Yeah, good spot to break. I think so. I have to rest my voice. I feel it begins to, you know, rasp a bit. Yeah, thank you for chatting with me, whole while. Thank you, it's been a pleasure. And yeah, I'll probably see you tomorrow.